Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to Counselor's Couch 101. I'm Jim Stump, and as I say, if you don't remember, look up at the painting. That's a tree stump. I've had it for a very, very long time. Bought it from a friend of mine. I didn't even know she had painted it. I'd gone to support her at a local art show, a show in a local community center of all local artists, and I saw that painting, and I said, I've got to have it. I don't even know what it cost, but I've got to have it. That's my painting. And she was surprised. She says she painted it. She thought it could go in some children's room, for the kids to enjoy. I said, okay, well, the kid in me wants that one, so that's the stump up there. Um, you know, when you talk to folks, you learn a lot of interesting things. That people come up with a lot of ideas that I'd never thought of before, and probably a lot of us never thought of before. And one of my themes with folks is be yourself. Always be yourself. Don't try to be someone you're not. Just go ahead and be yourself, and you're not going to be happy unless you are authentic with yourself and um, appreciative of who you are and what you like and what you don't like. You'll never be happy unless you accept that about yourself and move on in life. And I was talking on that theme once with a lady, and she said to me, what if I tell you who I am and you don't like me? And that struck me because, first of all, I said to myself, why would anybody come up with an idea like that? Why would anyone think that I might not like them? And what do you folks think? I mean, being a counselor, I know where my mind went. If someone were to come up to you and say, I don't think you people like me and this, that, and the other thing. Well, I thought to myself, first of all, this lady has poor self-esteem that she's concerned about what I might think of her. What does she care what I think of her or what anyone else thinks of her for that matter, right? It's a question of, are you right for yourself? What was that song? I can't be right for you if I'm not right for me. I gotta be me and all that. Can't be right for you if I'm not right for me. So let's start with that. Let's be right for me. Be right for yourself and like that. And then what happens in the rest of the world, right? What if people don't like you? Hey, I want to tell you a secret. There are going to be people that don't like you. That's it. That's the truth of it. That's the way life goes. That's the way of the world. Not everybody likes everybody else. But see, the beauty is there are so many people out there that we have a lot more folks to choose from, right? We don't have to be liked by everybody we come in contact with, right? I've said before that we have very few close friends, but we have hundreds of acquaintances. So if someone doesn't like you, we put them in the category of acquaintance. This is someone I know, someone who I've met. I know their name. I can smile, nod, and say hello. And that's about it. And if they have any kind of sort of business or information or anything else to share with that person, I will certainly do so. But that doesn't mean I have to go out of my way to spend time with the person because, we're just not to each other's liking. There's nothing wrong with that. Um, it's the beauty of the world, right? I just thought of something. I was sitting in a lobby of a convalescent home once, waiting to speak to the administrator and like that. And in the lobby, this gentleman who ran this enterprise apparently was a big game hunter. He had a bear standing up that some taxidermist had made for him. He had various heads around the wall and various animals and this and that and the other thing. And he also had a fish tank, right? A fish tank, a pretty large fish tank, not huge, but pretty large. And he had lights inside the fish tank. And inside the tank, there were a couple of dozen of fish of all different colors. And I sat there and I looked at that fish tank. I stared at it and watched the fishes going around. And I thought to myself, that's the way of the world, right? We're all different, but we can all get along. We are all swimming in the same pool. If we respect and leave each other alone, leave each other our space, we're all going to get along. It's okay. We don't have to be best friends with everybody, right? We can just learn to leave people in peace and go our own way, right? So, what if you don't like me? And my first reaction was, so what? What if I don't like you? Who cares? Who am I? I'm not that important to you, right? I could be, we went on to work on issues like that, and she eventually went out and found her place in the world. I don't think she was entirely cured, but she certainly got better. She certainly got happier. I said, look, there are folks who are not going to like you. That's just the way the world is. It's okay. You bless them and you move on. You know, you say to yourself, okay, there are other people out there that I more enjoy spending my time with, and we look for those people and we move on toward them. So the idea is, what if you don't like me? I say, so what? Who cares? If someone doesn't like you, then you need to find other folks. And if you can't let go of that idea, you need to sit back and take a long, deep look at why you would feel that way, why you would care whether or not people like you when there are so many people in the world to choose from. We can't know them all. We can't like them all. We can't get along with them all, right? We are going to let those people who don't like us go their way, right? So, what happens around this time of the year and all that? And I keep saying, go out and smile and be nice to people. Well, you can smile and be nice to people that you don't necessarily like, right? Just be pleasant. Be friendly. Smile. That's all you have to do. You don't have to go out on a date with them. You don't have to form a relationship with them or join their club or their church or their organization or anything else. You can just bless them and go on your way. What if people don't like you? If you ever find yourself thinking that thought, stop and think, why would I think that thought? It's not a healthy thought. It is not a thought that does anything good for you. It doesn't do anything good for anybody else either, for that matter, because it just may turn out that someone who initially thought they didn't like you later discovers that they do. I remember a gentleman came up to me, and we were, young men, let's put it that way, right? And someone introduced us, and he looked at me and said, "Ooh, I don't think I like you." That's what he said to me, right? And then a short time later, or a few weeks and like that, he went up to me and he came up to me and said, when I first met you, I didn't like you, but I realized that impression was mistaken, and you're really a good guy. And we got a lot more in common than I initially thought. And once I got to know you better, we became good friends, We had good experiences. We shared wonderful stories and adventures in our young adult male lives. No, I'm not talking about chasing women. Ladies, relax. That's another story I have to probably get to at one point in time about respecting women, right? But in the meantime, we were talking about, what if people don't like you? Well, so what? That's what I say. If they don't like you, it's okay. There are a lot more fish in the sea, and there are a lot more fish in that fish tank, and they're all getting along. Just smile, nod, say hi, how you doing? Be friendly. Be a personable person. Be yourself. Always be yourself. The idea is that we don't find friends, we don't make friends, and we don't find partners, right? We attract all that by being who we truly are. When we attempt to be something we're not because we're trying to please people that we don't really get along with anyway, we are going to have problems. We become disingenuous with ourselves. We become some people that we don't like to be. And eventually that facade falls off, right? It has to fall off. It's too much work to maintain it. So if somebody doesn't like you, that's okay. No problem. Moving on, no problem here, right? And be more yourself and attract the folks that will like you. And the rest of them, it's their loss, right? Thanks for stopping by. I wish you a very Merry holidays. I look forward to talking with you next time.